Hello, I'm Martin Truther. Since July of 2010, I've been connecting with a growing number of people on Facebook to explore and discuss key issues from a document I compiled called The Red Pill Guide to the Top 20 Secrets of Our Times, subtitled A Journey to the Center of the Truth. You might recognize Red Pill as referring to the 1999 sci-fi action film featuring Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne as Neo and Morpheus. In the film, they strike a Faustian bargain in which Neo decides to swallow a red pill to learn the truth, consciously choosing not to live in the comfortable illusion he's accustomed to.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
The thing I love most about science fiction is the extreme latitude it provides authors for talking about societal issues and other taboos. There is something about the phrase, "a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away," that is as soothing as the classic fairy tale intro of "Once upon a time." As humans, we learn things in a variety of ways. Information like the sizes and distances of planets in our solar system has little or no emotional content to it and can be assimilated almost as easily as we might download a data file onto our computers. Other information can be life-changing and can challenge our worldview, and this information is much more difficult to take in. For example, in the 1600s, Galileo discovered that the planet Jupiter has moons that revolve around it, and that the planet Venus shows phases suggesting that it revolves around the Sun. These facts violated the popular worldview of his time, that everything in the universe revolved around the Earth. He concluded that the Earth was not the center of the universe and that the Earth actually revolves around the Sun. Galileo's facts and data weren't nearly enough to convince the powerful forces of the Church in his day, and he was forced to live under house arrest for the remainder of his life. There was nothing wrong with Galileo's data or observations. It's just that his ideas conflicted with deeply held beliefs. In the present day, we like to suppose that all such paradigm-shifting discoveries are behind us, and that we now have a very solid understanding of our world. As Tommy Lee Jones' character K in Men in Black put it,
1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat, and 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Imagine what you'll know tomorrow.
During my studies and discussions online, I've put together a pattern I call the Journey in Truth. The Journey in Truth is an individual's story from the time they first encounter worldview-changing information until they've restructured their worldview to accommodate the new information. Along the way, the individual typically goes through all 5 of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's stages of grief, originally formulated observing people going through terminal illnesses, and later expanded to recognize the phases applied to any significant loss, including, in my studies, loss of worldview. It doesn't matter very much what the initial experience is. For some, it's the discovery that the diet sweetener aspartame is causing neurotoxic symptoms in their bodies. For others, it's the knowledge that JFK was killed by a conspiracy and the government covered up the truth. For some, it might be a sighting of an obviously not from Earth UFO, or a near-death experience. Whatever the initial experience is, it challenges a person's worldview and raises serious questions about the reliability of information sources they've considered authoritative, such as the government, the media, or their church. Kubler-Ross's 5 stages of grief include denial, anger, depression, bargaining, and acceptance. Sometimes people don't get past the denial stage. They recognize that their worldview conflicts with the new experience and find it easier to believe their experience was erroneous, a hallucination, a dream, a mistake, or a misperception. The denial stage can last years. However, sometimes it is only after multiple experiences that an individual moves past denial and into anger. Anger at authorities for lying to them, or anger at people around them for not believing them. Historically, such anger is not often constructively applied to reform our culture and make the discovered truth more widely accepted. The individual might write a book, make a video, or in some cases file lawsuits in attempts to make their discovered truth more widely known. Until recently, such attempts have been mostly marginalized by our culture, and this leads the individual into depression. Then comes a bargaining process in which people on a journey in truth are forced to accept that their knowledge might never be accepted by others, and they work out how to go on with their lives while perhaps seeking out new friends who share their understanding as they move into the acceptance stage of grief. In the past several years, however, with the internet providing new ways for people to connect and share ideas and experience, the process is not as lonely as it used to be. People having anomalous experiences are able to find each other and have created a new culture of exploration and truth. Today, someone having a worldview-changing experience can often find many others online who've had the same or similar experiences, and the journey in truth is becoming more than a loss of an old worldview and relationships, but is now the gaining of a new worldview and community. Today, more than ever, the truth can set you free. I see three main categories of hidden truths: health-enhancing truths, spiritual truths, and conspiracies. The good news is that hidden truths can improve your life, help you find meaning and purpose, and help you meet fascinating people. As some have said, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. So let's get started with one that's a slam dunk, but will probably piss you off. Unless you've been paying careful attention to internet news sources or you're otherwise well-read, you're probably not yet aware that in 1999, a federal court in Memphis found, in the only trial ever held related to the Martin Luther King assassination, that James Earl Ray, the named lone assassin of King, was in fact innocent, and that various agencies of state, local, and federal governments were primarily guilty of murdering King, with Lloyd Jowers, the owner of a cafe from which the fatal bullet was fired, sharing 30% culpability. That is now a matter of historical record. You can look it up. You can read William Pepper's book, An Act of State, to confirm all this. You can even get the court records if you wish. But the fact remains, the story we were all told from 1968 to 1999, and are sometimes still told, was and is a lie designed to conceal King's true murderers, government officials. What does one do with such knowledge? Do we just shrug our shoulders and say, oh well, that happened a long time ago and it's good the truth finally came out? Do we start to wonder, if there are powers in existence that can get away with such a huge lie for so long, what other lies might currently be considered true?